Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll show you my portfolio investment that is sitting around $54,287. The last time that I posted a video was about 3 weeks ago, and it was pretty much 54,000 something that it was my portfolio investment at the time, 3 weeks ago. So you can see pretty much that it didn't change at all. So the reason of it didn't change my portfolio investment, even though we know that the stock market has been going down in the past few weeks, is because I made some purchases, some transactions that also I posted on the last video, and something that I've been mentioning also in the previous videos, not only the last one, but previous video, that the stock market was showing some indications, showing some indicators that it's gonna pretty much enter a bear market or a correction. It entered a correction, but then went below 10, and pretty much we're getting close to a bear market. Also, at some point, I mentioned in the previous videos that it might be an upcoming recession in the following months. I mentioned that on January. You can check my previous video that I posted that, so you can pretty much believe what I'm saying right now, because this is something that I've been uh, taking a look at the stock market, and it was giving too many signs that this will happen. So that's why I got prepared for that. I'll show you right now how is composed my portfolio. And as you can see right now, the position of my investment has changed. Right now, which I have more uh, percentage of my account is BICI, which is a real estate stock, which is about 2.25% of my portfolio investment. Then I have ASML, which is about 2.23%. And you can see that my highest investment, which is the real estate stock, is right now in gains, one of the few. Then below that we can see just losses, 15% down. Nvidia, 26% down. TSM, 0.3% down, not that much. BLDR, something that I bought it, and I mentioned that in my previous videos when it was really cheap. It's right now 13% down. Uber right now is just pretty much 0%. It's almost not that much of a loss, 0.09%. Then we have NU, also one of my investments that I showed in the previous video that I bought it when it was really cheap. That's why you can see a 10% down. It's not that much comparing from the highest uh, price. Coinbase, which it used to be, which used to be my highest investment on my portfolio, is right now at 32% down. And if you compare right now the position that I have my Coinbase stocks with the previous video, probably is double that. So I sold a few weeks ago half of them before the stock market keep went down. Then I have MU, another semiconductor, almost 36% down. I have Apple, 12% down. Then I have Next Era Energy, which is an energy uh, stock, almost 16% up. And it's because also I had it for a long time, so it's a long-term investment. Most of those that you can see that is red right now is because those are the ones that I bought recently. It's not that I have for a long term. Those like BICA or Next Era, Next Era Energy, those stocks I had it for years. So that's why you can, well, a year probably. That's why you can see that it's up right now. But of those that you can see red is because I bought it a few months ago, so that's why you can see those big changes. But if you continue taking a look all my investments, it doesn't represent that much. You can see the highest one being 2.25%, then you can see 1%, then you see even 0.01%. You can see stocks that are $3 or $2 or even $1, and I just holding one. The reason why is because this stock I used to have like a 300 stocks probably of these three class stocks over here, but I sold them when it was a profit, and now you can see that it's showing losses, but you can see that 27% down, but how much I'm losing? How much I'm losing is 0.89%, not even $1. So 27% sounds excessively high, but it's just because I sold them. I sold these stocks, which a highest number of stocks, around 300, and I took my profits when it went up. Why I keep it at one? Because I'm still planning to buy it more again when I see that it gets even low and even cheaper and cheaper the prices. Now, all my stocks over here represents around 26%. 26% on portfolio. Just like a quarter on my portfolio. But what is helping me to keep my portfolio up, because as you can see here, on Friday, Friday 4, April 4, on April 4 I made 1.51% up. Up. It's not down. Because if we compare it with the Thursday and the Friday of the last week, we talk about April 3rd and April 4th. Those 2 days were red and were excessively red. It was about 4% down on Thursday, and on Friday was 5% down. So why am I green? The reason why am I green is because even though I told you that it's only 26% of my portfolio in stocks, what helped me to offset those losses is my TLT and BXY positions that I have on my portfolio. TLT representing about 20% and BXY representing almost 17% of my portfolio. You can see that TLT is going up. Right now I'm having gains, not that much. You can see 0.12, but it's still uh, helping me to offset any losses that I'm having on my regular stocks. TLT is just a treasury bond, 20-year treasury bond. This pretty much stock health is gonna help you during recessions because it goes up. It went up in the 2008 crash, and I'm pretty much keeping my position at 20% on TLT. Then I have BXY. BIXY is the stock that is short in the market, pretty much doing the opposite of what the direction the market takes. If the stock market is going down, this will go up. If the stock market goes up, BXY goes down. It does the opposite. And since the stock market has been going down excessively, you can see excessively gains. 20% on Friday. I made 20% on just one single stock or ETF, which is the big short-term futures. These two together makes about 35%, almost 40%, which is gonna help me offset any losses for the stock market. Then I have ARKB, which is just an ETF for Bitcoin, which also is doing good, but is not necessarily the one that I've been considering to offset any losses that I can have because of the uh, market correction or bear market. I don't know if it's gonna get to a bear market, but probably I'm pretty sure that it's gonna get to a bear market at some point. And then I have CONY, which is just pretty much a Coinbase a stock that is converting into an ETF, and I just invested in this particular stock because it gives me 72% of dividend, but you can see it's just only around 1% with 50% down, but it doesn't affect that much because, as I said, it's just 1% of my portfolio. So that is pretty much stocks 26% and ETFs 46%, but relying mostly in TLT and VIXY. These are my pretty much the stocks that will help me in any bear market, correction, or recession. These are the stocks that I'm gonna trust a lot and has been helping me a lot to not lose a lot of money. In fact, I will show you in a few minutes how my stock portfolio has been doing in the last few months, since January 1st to now. And then if I scroll down, then I have 30%, almost 30% in cash, sitting around in cash. I'm planning to move this money to another stock, which is BOXX. You can just take a look at that ETF. It's like a saving stock that gives you a return of about 5% annually. So I might move it just to make sure that during this correction, bear market, recession, whatever is going to take the following days, my money doesn't sit around and just keep making more money. Making a total of 54,287, which I already mentioned before at the beginning of the video. So now, let me show you again right now that this is the amount of money that I have right now. You can see this says total gains and losses. Don't trust this much because I don't know how accurate is this one. But what is accurate is gonna be this, which is the year-to-date return on my portfolio. From January 1st, you can see here, has given a return of negative 1.26%. It's a negative 1.26%. It's down, yes, but is it as much as a SPY? If we take a look at the SPY here, year to date, from January 1st to today, April 6th, is negative 13.57, almost negative 14% down. 14% down, while my portfolio is just 1.26% down. You can see how much I save, or how much money I didn't lose comparing with the SPY, the stock market. Is a huge amount of money. You just think about it. The bigger your stock portfolio, the bigger losses you're gonna have if you were invested in the SPY, giving you a negative 14%. That's why I mentioned in the previous videos TLT, BXY. These two are gonna be the ones that you're gonna need it. Start investing on these particular stocks, buy it cheap, and you see the results in the following weeks or months. And I'm gonna still keep it. And I'm pretty sure that the BXY over here, the one that I told you that I have 17%, I'm gonna keep buying more. Not right now, because I'm pretty sure in the following days probably the stock market probably gonna go a little up, and then going down again, and I will get it when it becomes cheaper. My investment goal is pretty much that the stock market, when it keeps going down, I'm not gonna buy more until it reaches this point, 470. That is the point where I see that the stock market might reach in the following months as a bottom. It's just an estimation. It's not accurate it's gonna be here, it's not gonna be accurate. It's gonna be around that area. It can be 480 or it can be 460 between these two. So that is what I can see on the upcoming months or weeks. That is gonna be between here and here. This is where it's gonna start. I'm sorry, right here. This is when I see the stock market gonna reach around 480 and 460. Once it reaches 480, I'm gonna keep adding more regular stocks, not TLT, not BXY, regular stocks. When it reaches this point, also I'm gonna start selling my BXY, the one that does the opposite of the stock market. So when it reaches here, I sold all the BXY that I have, and then I'm gonna change it to my cash, and then that cash I'm gonna use it to buy cheap stocks, and pretty much that will offset any losses that the stock market is giving it right now. And that is pretty much what I wanted to show you to this video. So I hope that you have a clear idea of what is my thinking about the upcoming weeks or months in the stock market. And if you have any suggestion, recommendation, or any comment, just type it there and just let me know what you think about my investments and what are your ideas. What do you think is going to happen in the following weeks? And what are you doing to offset any losses on the stock market? That's it for today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.